Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently engaged in a couple of wars here. These are defensive wars and we're not entirely sure where they came from, but sure, I guess we'll go fight them. Now these guys, they don't need to continue gathering, we have plenty of troops here. And we do have our men-at-arms gathering. We'll see when they end up showing up. I doubt it'll actually take 3 years, but let's just go down, get this dealt with. Should be absolutely no problem in theory. Yeah, there's our men-at-arms there. So we're going to call that good. We have some of our knights that aren't going to be there. That's fine. We can develop a coughing fit. Okay, that works. Exciting. But we can also work up our feudal levies on this guy. Perfect. And then we're just going to head on in over here. No problem. We should be able to wrap up this particular war very quickly. And I think we'll just get some cash from this, which is okay, I guess. Not too major, but it'll be fine. So we're at war with these guys, I guess. But I want to have this battle go off. That'll be fine. Yeah, our son will visit you. That'll be okay. We're not losing stress from it, sadly, but that's fine. Anything else that we need to do in here? Things that we want to do, sure. But things that we need to do? I don't think so. So obviously, we win this fight. We'll group these guys together and run up over this way. Interesting. He's moving over here. He stopped. Either way, we were going to catch him. That is guaranteed. So that's fine. We'll come up here, fight this guy. This will end maybe one of these wars. Maybe. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know that this will be a stack wipe. We only outnumber them 2-1. It kind of depends on how we roll. They're fighting in forest as well. So we'll see if we stack wipe. Crusader Kings 3's stack wiping mechanics seem to be a little weird though. Yeah, we did stack wipe them there. Like I said, a little bit on the weird side. It's a little more likely to stack wipe than something like Europa. I understand the rule for stack wiping in Europa. If you beat them before 12 days are up or you outnumber them 10-1, then you stack wipe them. That's not the case in Crusader Kings, and I haven't sussed out what that rule is for Crusader Kings. It may be that it just hadn't converted over into a retreatable fight yet, and so it's not the 12 days rule, but it's kind of a little more generous. Something along the lines of that. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll gain some... Do we need prestige? We don't need prestige. We'll just gain some opinion. Sure. This siege will be done in 3 months, and honestly, which war is which? Okay, sounds good. So this war is the one that is less war score. So we'll have that done very shortly. Do we have ticking here? We do have ticking in both of these. Cool. Okay, so that's very pleasing. 30 days here on this siege, and then we'll just head on over here probably. Actually, where is the war leader for this one? Yeah, he's down here. Okay, so we'll head down there. Sounds good. Let's see, what else can we do? We can ransom off some prisoners. I'm not sure that that's strictly necessary. We don't have a huge amount of use for cash at this point. We still have a couple of castle upgrades that we can do, I suppose. That's the thing. So obviously this war is now over. We expected that. And then we're just going to come down here. The other war's over too. They just don't know it yet. So we're going to come up to our castles up here and take a look at these. Anything needing to be upgraded here? Yes, actually. There are a few of these. And for this, we're going to absolutely put in tax offices. Duchy is not held by the Count. We hold the duchy. Right. So we're going to have to hold this personally. That's something that we should have done. Would he accept this? No. But also, he's the only one that would rebel. Cool. How many troops does he have? 2,000. Okay, we'll raise up like 30,000, I guess. That's way more than we need. We're going to get rid of some of these. I don't want to pay for that. Not that many, though. We're going to keep like 8,000. That'll be plenty. We don't need these 20,000. Okay. So we're going to start going in, and we're going to revoke this title from this guy. And he will decline most likely. 14% chance of acceptance. We'll see what happens. He accepted. Okay, sounds good. So we're going to put these troops back down. And then we're going to come up here and hand this castle out to a low noble instead. It's much easier to take and give titles to a low noble, so we want to eventually transfer all of these into our control anyway. So this is fine. We want to work towards this. We're going to, of course, construct ourselves the tax offices here, and that'll be fine. Okay, we can grab ourselves a lifestyle perk. Movement speed of 15% is actually huge. Let's take that. And how are we doing down over here? This is free. So, at this point, we're going to move into here. And we're going to split off our mangonels. And some levy troops. And everyone else, they're going to come in over here. Now, we'll see if they lock in. Okay, sounds good. And in we go. We'd love to put in a siege leader here. Unfortunately, I still suspect such a thing does not exist. Never mind, we've got one. Perfect. This should end the war. Yeah. Perfect. We'll enforce it. We'll enforce those demands. Gotta love those bugs. Okay. There we go. Sounds good. So we're at peace again. And that means that I want to start working on transitioning these into our control. So that'll be fine. If we want to revoke from this guy, it is an act of tyranny. And a number of people would join that rebellion. Okay. What about this guy? Yep. A number of people would join. Number would join. And a lot would join. Wait, 100%? 100%. We'll revoke that one. Okay, and then we are going to grant this one to a low noble. Perfect. And that's completely fine. Of course, these are cash generators as opposed to the troop generators up here, but we don't actually care that much about that at this point now that we are working up our crown authority. So that's great. Next year, in actually about like 18 months, we're going to be able to increase our crown authority. That is a big, big deal. I actually want to double check the percentages over here. 15. 40. 0. Okay, fair enough. We'll chill on this for a little bit. Yeah, I accept that. We should actually ransom off. Well, should we, though? What are we going to spend that gold on? Nothing is the answer. No ransoms at all. Fantastic. We're going to not allow ransoms. And I feel like at this point, we need to allow our tyranny to drop down a little bit. So if we look at, like, this guy, what is our current tyranny at? 19. Okay. So yeah, we should probably let that drop down a bit. I'd love to get these three under our control. And ultimately, we want to get our amount of domain limit up, right? That is a pretty big deal. To that end, this guy's 16. He is Midas touched. He's only quick, but great. We're happy about this. We're 54, and our health is poor because we're a drunkard. Sure. That's not too shocking, all things considered. And our wife is skill 22 stewardship. We would like to get a higher skill stewardship wife for our heir. Of course, he is currently married to this lady. That'll have to change. That will certainly have to change. And we'll just go ahead and enforce that divorce. And let's get him a new spouse. Skill 22, she's 38. He doesn't have any children right now, and we can't give him concubines for the moment, I don't think. No, I think you have to be landed for that. So I guess we'll go... He is 16. Yikes. I guess we'll go for this, although it's not great. Sure. That's fairly awkward, but we can always divorce later if we need to. That'll be fine for now. And we do want to think about cleaning up additional border gore. And these guys were truced too, I believe. Actually, maybe we aren't anymore. No, we are. That's right. The truce shows up in our pane, not in theirs. However, these guys, we could go after. But we were going to go after East Francia, weren't we? With our kingdom claim. When is that up? In 3 months. Cool. So that's definitely what we're going to do. We're going to wait the 3 months. Sounds good to me. This is going to make the Pope very upset indeed. And that's good, because I'm upset with the Pope. I'm quite upset with the Pope. So we're just going to push our way in over here, and we're going to continue to probably make gains down over here for now, and then we'll move up to Scandinavia, I think, and then start pushing in, I don't know, into the Byzantine Empire, perhaps. We need to start making big pushes, and now that we have the troop count, that'll be a big deal. We're also going to go up to absolute crown authority soon. That's going to be a big power spike for us. So that's good. We can declare on East Francia now, and that is what we are going to do. We're going to invade the Kingdom of East Francia, which is his primary title. And that is great. Do it. We're taking back what we lost to the Pope, plus a little more. We're going to raise up our troops back over here, a little bit safe. How many troops are we going to need overall? Not many. Okay. Unless more join, we'll go for like 10k in the levy troops. That should be more than enough. Okay, somebody did join. 10k is still a good amount. Cool. Okay, hostile over here. We're up to 7k over here. There's our saddle. Okay, we'll keep that in mind, and we'll need to change that later. So what do we want to go for next? The only things we need here are horseshoes and coinage. Communal government is being exposed. We don't know what exposes next. If it's these two, we don't care. If it's one of these two, that's amazing. So coinage and horseshoes. Coinage is a little closer, and I think the development growth is important to get as early as possible. This isn't exactly as early as possible, but it's earlier than it could have been? Sure. We'll imprison this person, keep them out of trouble. And there's 10k. So at this point, we're going to chase down this force a little bit. We can see that we don't have much for quality, and that is to be expected. We're leading this personally. I would like this guy to lead it. Excellent. And actually, let's go ahead and raise up another 2,000 levy troops here. We'll get that done. And honestly, I think we're going to come in and slow siege. He's just kind of running around. I'm okay with this. We're going to split. And there's our primary men-at-arms. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stop gathering. They're going to stop moving, and we're going to split off the mangonels only. The mangonels are going to come down over here, and we're going to put in charge of this our siege leader, who is in here somewhere, I'm sure. Yep, this guy. And then the rest of these, they're going to come out over here. And we've got 240 troops here. That's fine. They're going to make their way down over this way. Or rather, 85 troops here. They're going to make their way down over this way. Like I said, I wanted about 2k here. in this force. These guys, they're going to make their way northward and start chasing. This is going to be a temporary siege force here. Actually, you know what? This is good. We've got enough troops. I don't think we have problems here. So we're going to get some sieging done. Get some ticking war score. Actually, we're not going to get ticking war score. But we are going to get them not having ticking war score, which is going to be good. These guys are moving in over here. We're going to keep chasing them. Of course, we don't have horseshoes, but we do have that increased speed, so that's great. We're going to come up here and siege. We're going to chase these guys down, and I think we're moving faster than they are. Maybe. But we're just going to keep chasing. This is fine. Keep a-chasing. Okay. Maybe we aren't moving faster than they are. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say we're not. However, they're going to fight this force, and so we do absolutely catch them there. Beautiful. We're going to go into their capital, but we are going to siege this on the way. That'll be fine. And we absolutely catch them here. And they're getting crushed. There's this additional force here. And they're turning around and potentially coming here. They're not coming here. Okay. We're going to see about chasing them down. We're at 9% war score right now, which isn't a lot, to be sure. But that will continue to go up. And they're all piling in over here, but this should be fine. We have the advantage, and yeah, we're absolutely winning that. Perfect. We're going to come in and attack their capital next. We're at 14% war score. There we go. These guys should probably think about resupplying, but this is only 54 days on this siege without siege weapons, so we're going to take that. We're absolutely going to take that fight, or rather, take this siege. We should probably deal with these guys. There's their capital falling. Huge. Absolutely huge. We don't have ticking war score at this time. But we want to stop these guys. They're sieging this quite quickly. Very rude. Very rude indeed. Okay. Yep. They sieged that back. Not really back, but they sieged it to themselves. We do have a new martial perk available, and hit and run wouldn't be awful, but I feel like Parthian tactics would be really good for us right now, considering what we've got. We are, after all, the Mongols. Parthian tactics would be pretty good. 6 months on that siege, that's kind of gross. 5 months on this one. We're at 87% war score. We don't have ticking. But once these sieges finish, I think that we will have 100% war score. So that should be good. And we're going to get East Francia out of the deal. That's great. We're very, very pleased about this. So, I mean, these sieges are underway. We could definitely use higher level men-at-arms, getting the sweet, sweet trebuchets, but we're 8 years away from the High Medieval era at this point. Communal government will be finishing up any moment now, and we need to figure out what is going to be focused next, or rather innovated next, or exposed is the actual term. Unfortunately, they're going to siege this back. These guys are being really rude. Like, really rude. They need to stop. How many wars is East Francia in? They're in 3. We're going to pick up some of these when we win this war. That's something to note, for sure. 30 days and 1 day. That brings us up to 77 again. And I wouldn't mind necessarily fighting these guys. I want a better commander here. There we go. Communal government has been discovered. Hereditary rule. is the exposure. That is irrelevant and not great. Okay. So we're going to get this siege done. And I think we're going to come up this direction. We're at 82%. And we were definitely hoping to have this done by now, but these guys were running around being jerks. So we stack wiped them. Let's see, that's 4 years. Let's actually have these guys come in here. And then these guys are going to come up this direction, I think. That should be a little bit more efficient in getting this done. Yeah, 3 months. That's slightly better. And let's see what this siege takes. It shouldn't take long, that's for sure. They only have 65 troops, after all, garrisoning this. 4 months. Okay. Sounds great to me. They're going to work on sieging some of this back, maybe, but I don't think they're going to have any sort of measurable speed with that. They're raising a decent chunk over here. But we're at 82%, and we're expecting this to finish up quite quickly here. We did just gain a level of stress because our brother died. And that's okay. We are going to... We can't indulge in drink whilst commanding an army. But we have enough to enforce our demands, and that is fantastic. We'll enforce those. Any moment now. Boom. East Francia, under our control. We're going to need to hand out some titles, obviously. There's no doubt about that. So we'll grant these off to, honestly, just random people. This will be fine. Our son and player heir, not him. We're not giving him territory. He'll get his own. He'll just need to be patient. Okay, so there we go. And now, of course, we are well above our vassal limit, so we'll need to deal with that. We will need to grant some vassals off to rightful lieges. And that's something that we will definitely do. Step 1 there. Then, how many more do we need? We're 10 direct vassals above our limit, so we're going to usurp the Duchy of East Franconia. And that goes down over here. De jure, it belongs here. So this guy, he is going to become the Duke of East Franconia. 4 vassals go with. We're going to demand his conversion, 50% chance of acceptance. Hopefully he does. Then we're going to create the Kingdom of East Francia, although he is fighting a war. He is about to lose that war. So, as soon as he loses that war, he wants a weak hook. We're not going to have him actually be our vassal for very long, so we accept that. We also want to switch out our light horsemen here, now that we can. We want to swap those over into armored horsemen. So we'll create that, and we will immediately bump that up to size 8. Perfect. Okay, is this guy still at war? Surprisingly, yes. Now he's not. Great. So we'll usurp the Kingdom of East Francia. And de jure, that goes to this guy. But we're not giving it to him. Instead, we're going to give it to this lady. So we'll grant her the Khanate of East Francia. She's going to gain a bunch of opinion for that. And then, are we going to be able to transfer vassals in? Nope, they already did automatically. That's perfect. We're going to send her a gift for 37 additional opinion. And we're going to demand her conversion. Only a 36% chance, sadly. She refused. That is very unfortunate. We'll keep working on it. Okay, so we got our territory back. That is fantastic. Let's pop in over here, see if any of these castles need upgrades. Not just yet for that one, but many of these are in progress. Great. Keep has been constructed over here, so let's go ahead and upgrade our outposts. Perfect. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will devote some time to cleaning up some border gore. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. In prison. Excellent.